Warning, this post contains spoilers for She-Hulk, Attorney at Law Season 1, Episode 2. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is blurring the lines between superheroes and villains yet again. She-Hulk. Attorney at Law brought back Emil Blonsky, who has been stewing in prison for a long time. His reintroduction as a reformed villain suggests the MCU is changing its tune about who is and isn't considered a bad guy. In She-Hulk Season 1, Episode 2, Emil Blonsky, aka Abomination, makes his long-awaited return. Tim Roth's Abomination made his MCU debut in 2008's The Incredible Hulk, a film that saw Edward Norton as Bruce Banner Hulk before Mark Ruffalo took over in the role in 2012's The Avengers. The Disney Plus series puts Jennifer Walters in an odd position, having to defend Blonsky, who fought and nearly killed the Hulk. However, Emil Blonsky seems like a completely different person from the one fans met in The Incredible Hulk. He's far more zen, reads a lot, and has taken it upon himself to help others during his time in prison. Blonsky doesn't even like to be called Abomination anymore, revealing he can transform at will, but chooses to remain in his human form. Abomination's change from one-dimensional villain to a more fully realized person suggests Marvel is once again blurring the lines between what it means to be a superhero and villain. Scarlet Witch's Phase 4 arc, as an example, has been pushing the boundaries between heroism and villainy, previously a line that was firm in its division between the Avengers, the ultimate superheroes, and their foes. She-Hulk ponders whether Abomination is truly a villain or a misunderstood antagonist. Is Abomination truly a villain in the MCU? Throughout The Incredible Hulk, Abomination rampaged through the streets of Harlem, destroying buildings, cars, and harming people who were caught in the crossfire. What's more, Blonsky craved the Hulk-like power the gamma radiation gave Banner and was injected with Banner's blood to turn him into Abomination. She-Hulk reframes Blonsky's actions altogether, with the villain suggesting he only acted on orders given to him by the U.S. government. Blonsky painted a picture of compliance, believing he was akin to Captain America, tasked with taking out someone he was told to be a threat. He was doing what he knew a good soldier to do, which led him to accept undergoing the super soldier serum experiment. When his actions are glimpsed from this perspective, Abomination becomes less of a villain and more of a weapon deployed by the government to do their bidding. After all, the Hulk was considered a hero despite the damage he caused. Hulk, who was affected by Wanda Maximoff's spell, also destroyed Johannesburg in Avengers: Age of Ultron and was ultimately let off the hook. If Blonsky's actions were initially assigned to him by Thaddeus Ross, why should he be held fully responsible for what he did if the same wasn't done for the Hulk? She-Hulk's assessment of Abomination shines a different light on everything that came before, as well as how the MCU has been treating characters like him. Granted, Blonsky's final actions in The Incredible Hulk were partly his own, and putting the blame solely on Thaddeus Ross takes away Abomination's agency. But She-Hulk's reframing of Abomination also suggests that anyone who acts with good intentions, as they perceive them anyway, isn't immediately villainous. But is Abomination a full-fledged villain in the MCU? Not really, at least not anymore. She-Hulk confirmed how much Blonsky has grown and how he perceives his own actions from all those years ago. Like Banner and the Hulk, he has evolved since his early days in the MCU, putting in the work to become better and more aware of his actions and the harm he's caused, even when it was brought upon by the decisions of others. Phase 4 is challenging who you think is actually a hero. The MCU's Phase 4 has been changing the game in terms of how villains and heroes are perceived. When it was just the Avengers, the villains they fought were not so morally ambiguous. Even superheroes like Iron Man and Thor's actions were not questioned. However, Phase 4 has Scarlet Witch, an antagonist-turned-hero whose status as a superhero is now in question thanks to her actions in WandaVision, and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Hawkeye, who was firmly a hero before Avengers Endgame, was forced to contend with some of his own past actions, which were certainly not heroic, during Hawkeye. Even Doctor Strange's choices were scrutinized in his sequel MCU film, and his doppelgangers showcased how easy it could be for a hero to become a villain. Similarly, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier introduced a very sympathetic villain whose actions gave even Sam Wilson pause. To be sure, the superhero genre will always need a good villain to go up against a hero, but She-Hulk and the rest of the MCU's Phase 4 is pushing back against the norm that has been established in the first 3 phases of the franchise. It's possible the line between hero and villain will continue to evaporate or, at the very least, be challenged in new ways. Emil Blonsky's case as a misunderstood bad guy with good intentions is another step the MCU is taking towards exploring villains in a new light. New episodes of She-Hulk. Attorney at Law release Thursdays on Disney+. Key release dates: Black Panther. Wakanda Forever release date 2022, 11/11 Ant-Man and the Wasp. Quantumania release date 2023, 02/17, Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 3 release date 2023-05-05 The Marvels Captain Marvel 2 release date 2023-07-28 Captain America New World Order release date 2024-05-03 Marvel's Thunderbolts release date 2024-07-26 Marvel's Fantastic Four release date 2024-11-08 Avengers The Kang Dynasty release date 2025-05-02 Avengers Secret Wars release date 2025-11-07